today to do one of my quote-unquote filler episodes. I am here to talk to you today about series that I want to finish. There are 10 here, largely sci-fi fantasy because that's where most of the series I read go. And I'll just jump right in. The first one is the Devabod Trilogy by S.A. Chakraborty. I had been meaning to pick this up for a long time, and I picked it up maybe 3 weeks ago now, and I loved it. I listened to the first 2 audiobooks at work, just chugged right through them, and then the way my shifts work, I was doing something that kept me away from my desk, so I wasn't able to listen to them. I wasn't able to get through the back half of the second book as quickly, and as such I lost some of my drive for the third book. I also had trouble getting the third book. I loved the political maneuvering, I loved the social commentary, but the why as to why I haven't finished the series yet is I picked it up recently, they're long, and I listened to them largely at work, so I just haven't had the time yet to finish. 2, the Waking Land Trilogy by Callie Bates. This isn't one of the highest rating series I read, and honestly, these are in no particular order other than how I thought of them. But the Waking Land Trilogy had a unique concept and some intriguing side characters, and I wanted to see... I care more about the side characters, I'm just gonna say it. So, why I haven't continued, I didn't love the first book. I did pick up the second when I went into Indigo one day, but I just haven't picked it up yet because as much as I love the side characters, there's other books and other series I want to read. But I do want to finish this series to get it out of the way. 90% of that is because of the side characters, and the second book I think focuses on one of the most intriguing side characters they had. The third is the Broken Earth Trilogy by N.K. Jemisin. I read and adored the first book. Loved it. I took it out from my library, read it front to back as quickly as I could. However, I tried the second book as an audiobook, and I wasn't crazy about how it was narrated. So I put it down, I got into a bit of a reading slump, and I never picked it back up. What I intend to do is pick up the physical copy I have that I got from Value Village and trying to read it physically again because I think that was the way for me to consume it. And it's just taken me a while to pick up because I did have such a bad experience with the audiobook. I've been hesitant to recreate that, however, unintentionally. Series 4 is the Native Tongue Trilogy by Suzette Hayden Elgin. I love the linguistics aspect. It provided a lot of really interesting kind of stuff that you don't really hear about as much. And it had really strong Handmaid's Tale vibes. So those two things together just really intrigued me. Why haven't I finished it yet? It's hard to find. It took me forever to find the first book because it wasn't in publication anymore. Copies were a little hard to come by, and I struggled to get it through my library as well, but it was republished just recently, like within the last year or two, and so I picked up the first book. I intend to get the second too, and it's just, I'd have to buy the books for this one, so I do have to budget it out. Series 5 is the Hot War series by Harry Turtledove. I adored how the what if of this alternate history was dealt with. I adored the first 2 books. First one was amazing. Second one, I'm pretty sure I gave the first one 5 out of 5. Second one, I gave somewhere between 4 and a 5 out of 5. Third one, I have yet to get from the library because it's the only one of the 2 that I've struggled to get from the library. I have every intention of reading them. I don't want to buy just the third book when I got the first 2 from the library and I know the third one's at the library. I'm impatient and then I forgot about it. So I just have to go to the library and take it out at some point. And that's how I finished this series. 6 is The Themis Files by Sylvain Nouvel. I loved the concept. I liked a lot of the characters. I don't know, there's just something about like alien rock'em sock'em robots that feels really interesting. But the reason I haven't finished this is because I want to buy these ones. Specifically because the cover is beautiful. Like, I can't... It's way up at the top. I'm not going to get it down. But if you've ever seen the hardcovers of this series, you'll understand what I mean. They're just gorgeous, and I want to have them on my shelf. So again, it's just a budgeting issue for me to finish this series. The 7th series I want to finish is The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. And I didn't care, I didn't strongly like the first book, and as such, I wasn't necessarily ready to pick up the second book. That being said, it's been so well loved since then that I'm wondering if I need to read it with a different frame of mind. And so I'm going to have to reread the first one again, because it's a big book and a lot happened and I don't remember a lot of it. But that's kind of why I haven't gone to finish on the series, is that I'd have to reread the first one, and they are not short books. So, I mean, I'll get there, just not yet. Series 8 is the Foundation series by Isaac Asimov. I read the first book about very early on in this channel. I read the second and third book a month ago, and I have consistently enjoyed them. But this is a series of 6. After he wrote the original series, Isaac Asimov wrote 3 more books as kind of like I believe like a prequel or companion to the original series, and so I just need to track them down. Again, I would prefer to buy them because I do like the specific aesthetic of these covers, but this one I'd also be okay getting from the library. I just have to kick myself in the butt to get going on it, I guess. The 9th series is the Bone Universe series by Fran Wilde. I haven't actually talked about them here. I read them very early on in my channel life. I got them from Book Outlet for a very, very good price. And I found it a very unique concept. They did a lot of talking about rebellion and like the consequences in terms of government and reestablishing a government, which I loved, but they were YA. And I really struggled with some of the interpersonal conflict and the teenage decision-making. But I also want to finish this last book because I think it addressed a lot of things that other series didn't, in that they just assumed that the new government would just magically work out. And this one really kind of had the rebellion in the first book and dealt with the consequences of it moving forward. And that's what I want to read more about. And then the 10th and final series that I want to read is The Murderbot Diaries by Martha Wells. Why haven't I finished reading this series? I only just read the first one earlier this month or late last year. I can't remember what it is. And I listened to it as an audiobook at work. I love the narrator, so I wanted to continue it that way. But the wait list is so long. It's like I have to wait at least 3 months for every book. So it's slow going. I just started it, but I definitely want to finish it. And if I enjoyed the second audiobook, I think I'm just going to buy the series and read it that way, or buy the audiobooks and read it that way, because it's a series that you're going to want to reread. It's fun, it's sarcastic, it's lighthearted at times and serious at others. I just really enjoyed it. And with that, those are the 10 series I want to finish. Some of them just because I want to finish them, to have them check it off and feel super satisfied and productive, and others because I genuinely just enjoyed the story and want to continue into that world. If you guys have any comments on these series, either you like them or dislike them, or a specific series you want me to pick up earlier than others, let me know in the comments below. I'm more than willing to discuss this stuff with you, and I'm sure you could have seen my mic through most of this. I apologize. The clips broke and I'm lazy, and I just had a very frustrating time filming another set of videos before this. But with that, I will see you guys in the next video and talk to you below. Peace.